The Selfish Path to Romance. Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com.
Belinda, you're dealing with a divorce situation?
Yes.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, about 2 years ago, me and my husband got divorced. Shortly after the birth of our son, I got postpartum depression, and instead of sticking by me, he decided to divorce me and take our son and raise him by himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so,
Is that your only child?
Yes.
Okay.
And, pretty much, the typical, well, actually, the divorce was fine. We got into a bad custody battle. We both wanted custody of our son and whatnot. And,
yeah.
And, a few little minor, somewhat reconciliations, now on and off and stuff like that.
When
But
you say that, go ahead.
Well, and then, I went to Iraq for a year, and it was on and off again.
Who went to Iraq? You?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so thank you for your service.
No problem. And, well, now that I've pretty much started dating somebody again, and I've kind of fallen in love again, now he's all of a sudden showing, oh, I'm so sorry, I want to get you back, and yada, yada, yada. And he's, going way over the top to try to win me back. And it's one of those things of, do I try to give him another chance, or do I just pretty much stay moved on with my life?
Okay, and this new person that you met, he's nice?
Yeah.
You like him? A lot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
so I've got so many questions on my mind, but the first question is, with you don't have your son anymore?
No.
No?
Pretty much the whole thing with that, his mom kind of pushed him to get me to check myself into a mental hospital, and while I was in there, his mom decided to tell the child services that I might be a threat to my son.
Physically,
and then,
yeah.
And then we were living with his mom at the time, because we were both met in the Army, and we just recently gotten out with my pregnancy.
Yeah.
And she decides to kick me out of the house like 2 days after I get out of the mental home. And since I had that pending Child Services Act against me, I couldn't take my son with.
Okay. Do you have any contact with him now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you get to when I say when you say contact, is it just like once every 2 weeks, or is it regular? Does he know you?
Well, the situation now is, like I said, we met in the service. He lives in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I live in Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
So, I do like web videos. My son's almost 3. The web conferencing calls and stuff like that. And, he's going to come and stay with me for a few weeks soon.
Okay, so it's a very unusual situation.
Yes.
But that was the question, because how much of a value is your son to you? Is this tragic to you, having this loss, having it ripped out from under you? Are you relieved? Are you someone that really wasn't ready to parent, and this is a good situation for you? People feel differently about having a kid, and sometimes they're not ready, and something like this works out. Sometimes it's a nightmare for them. So I was asking that question because that is going to have some impact on what direction you go. The second thing is looking at the relationship with these two different men. You're in love with one man, and you're happy with him, and suddenly your husband, now that he sees that you're valued by somebody, comes knocking on the door bringing flowers and roses and saying that he's sorry he ever let you go and he wants you back. Right?
Yeah, and this isn't the first time this happened. I tried actually getting back with one of my exes before my ex-husband, like shortly after the divorce was finalized, like 6 months after our separation and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And, when he found out that my ex was coming out to Pittsburgh to visit me, he pulled the same old, sob story of, oh, I want you back,
okay, so
yada, yada, yada.
It becomes a sob story for you, Belinda, because if he really loved you...
Hey, I got to interrupt this because we've got to pay some bills. 30 seconds, that's it. A very quick ad, and then Ellen will be back.
Do you ever feel overlooked in your romantic relationships? Well, when it comes to love, sometimes it's good to be selfish. Find out why in the provocative book, The Selfish Path to Romance. Being selfish means valuing yourself, so your partner will value you. Discover the secrets to keeping yourself front and center in your relationship and building a romance that will last. Find The Selfish Path to Romance by Drs. Ellen Kenner and Edwin Locke on Amazon or at selfishromance.com. That's The Selfish Path to Romance on Amazon or selfishromance.com.
It becomes a sob story for you, Belinda, because if he really loved you, he wouldn't wait until you're wanted by somebody else to come forward. He could come anytime, right?
Right.
So the question to you is, you have mixed emotions about it. What would be the benefit of going back with him, of giving it a shot?
Well,
a benefit to you?
Before the birth of our child, pretty much he was the man of my dreams.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never loved my ex-husband like no other man, not even the one I'm dating now, you know. And it's the one thing of, you know, even through our reconciliations, just somewhere with the birth of our child, and I think he just kind of got depressed with the whole situation, but...
So he's not a controlling man normally?
No, I mean, when we were dating, it was like every weekend he'd bring me, I'm a real big Hello Kitty fanatic, and he'd always buy me like a little Hello Kitty trinket or something like that. You know, he'd give me an hour-long massage like a couple times a week.
Oh, man, I like this guy.
Yeah, I'd never ask for a massage in return kind of guy.
And do you think that you could reconcile with him? I mean, on one hand, he sounds like he's very controlling. The minute you seem to have a value in your life, or if you're down in the dumps, he dumps you. If you have a value in your life, suddenly he wants you back. But you're painting a little different picture now, which is that you did have a good relationship with him, and neither of you were ready to handle having a child. You got depressed. He couldn't handle you being institutionalized, and now he's reconsidering it because it looks like you're on your feet enough to have a relationship. Listen, the big question to ask yourself is, what is the benefit to you? So if I were you, what is the benefit to me of trying this again, especially when I've got a man that I'm in love with? And do you love this new man, or are you iffy about it? So I would recommend taking a pros and cons list. I know we're at the end of time here, but getting a pros and cons list for each of the men, doing a brain dump, writing everything you like about each one of them, everything you don't like, and that will help guide your actions, your decisions on what decision to make. So I want to thank you so much for the call, Belinda.
And here's a little more from Dr. Kenner.
Seems like I'm always being told to take my feet off the furniture, put a coaster under my beer, turn the TV down. I used to make the rules, and now I have to follow them. I don't know what's bugging me. I guess it's not easy for a guy like me to not be in charge.
And that's from Fraser, and that's his dad, who was a cop. So he doesn't like not being in charge. But think of it when you're a little kid. You're a little kid and you're not in charge. Mom tells you to take your feet off of the table, to put your cup in a certain place, and your mom tells you everything. Then as you get older, your kids are telling you what to do. If you're living in their house and they are the caretaker, and the best thing for the kids to do in those situations, the grown adult kids, is to be aware that everybody loves to run their own lives. Assuming people are healthy, but we all love to make decisions, to leave our room the way we want it, to leave the kitchen the way we want it. And of course you need to coordinate things with somebody else if you're living in close quarters, but to make sure that you give your parents, your elderly parents, some choice making. If you're doing it all for them, you're robbing them of them experiencing some self-efficacy, experiencing themselves as capable and able.
And here's a little more from Dr. Kenner.
Right before the break, I was talking with Tony, who was very anxious with that typical situation we all get into. We're in a new group and somebody says, introduce yourselves, or we're in social situations and we just get that flood of anxiety. And during the break, I talked with him, and what he said was that when he's with people he knows real well, with friends, he doesn't feel anxious at all. He can get up and make a speech. He can go up to the blackboard in a class and talk, and he doesn't feel anxious. But if a new person walks in the room, he assumes the new person is going to be critical, and that's the assumption that was so important. Every new person he thinks is going to criticize him, and until he feels safe with them, he gets very anxious. So we talked about maybe his reframing that, his thinking of it as maybe they won't be critical, maybe they'll be a friend, and maybe it doesn't matter what they'll be because he's got friends around, and that seemed to help him.
For more Dr. Kenner podcast, go to drkenner.com and please listen to this ad.
Here's an excerpt from The Selfish Path to Romance by psychologists Drs. Kenner and Locke.
It is very important to communicate constantly, even on difficult topics such as thoughts of flirting or worse. Some benefits of such open communication are: it promotes honesty and integrity. You are not attempting to live a double life. You are not faking an attraction to your partner while secretly fantasizing about having an affair with Sherry or Jay. It enhances trust and communicates how much you value your partner. Boy, if she could share that with me, I can really trust her. She must really value me more than Jay. It helps you and your partner communicate about the possible reasons for an extramarital attraction and thus allows you to address a problem. I want us to spend more time together. It bothers me to see you drinking every night. I miss the way you used to look and dress. You were so sexy.
Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com, and you can buy the book at amazon.com.